Town meeting members will vote on 12 articles at the special town meeting on Monday, October 25th. This will be the first time members will convene in Powers Hall since October 2019. Municipal producer You Shall Win takes a look at some of the main points on the warrant.
Article 4 would extend the outdoor seating permit to all eating restaurants, which currently is only granted to restaurants with waitstaff. In addition, it would give the Select Board the discretion to approve the use of parking space in the municipal parking lot or within a public way for outdoor seating. Article 6 asks for an appropriation of $600,000 for the demolition of the Ridge Hill Manor House and garage. The scope of the work includes complete removal of all building elements, foundations, hazardous materials, and an underground fuel storage tank. Among the total funds, $182,000 will be raised from tax levy. The rest will be transferred from unused funds of prior years. Article 7 seeks a sum of $1,475,000 for the design of the Emery Grover building renovation. Building the late 19th century, Emery Grover currently houses administration offices for the Needham Public Schools. The renovation design will also plan for the temporary use of the Hillside School as swing space during construction and creation of off-site parking at the Stephen Palmer Building. The current renovation proposal will cost a total of about $21 million. If town meeting approves the design funds, the school committee would request the remaining construction funds at the 2022 May town meeting. Because it is a historic building, the project could be potentially eligible for $6 million of the Community Preservation Act funds. The Select Board voted 3-1 to support the adoption of the article. Board member Marcus Nelson said while he agreed the school administrative staff needs a new space, he did not feel comfortable to vote in favor without knowing exactly how much of the cost would be eligible for the Community Preservation Act funds.
Down the line, there's going to be more applications for funding and whatnot that's going to be coming, no matter if it's affordable housing or other areas that may need money. So I know that we're not positive how much we're getting yet. And I know we probably won't know until CPC kind of comes before us in November. I believe they're coming or around then to kind of talk to us a little bit more about that.
Board member Dan Matthews said the Community Preservation Committee's decision would not affect the necessity of renovating the building.
It's information that's late arriving, but it doesn't affect the total cost of the project. It doesn't affect the total burden of the taxpayers. It just has to do with some issues about prioritization that different committees have about how they approach their work. Its bottom line effect on the taxpayer isn't that much. From the taxpayer's point of view and town meeting members, is this $20 million project worth it for the town? Is this a good thing to do? We have to make, the town meeting has to make the preliminary decision on October 25th.
The Finance Committee voted 5-4 against adopting the article, but instead recommended an amendment that seeks $350,000 for the engineering and design of the temporary use of the Hillside School for the administration department. Committee Chair Joshua Levy explained while the members agreed the current condition of Emery Grover is not suitable for school administration, they were concerned the appropriation would affect the town's ability to fund other facility projects.
The Finance Committee is concerned that appropriating design funds for the Emery Grover building ahead of having a complete facility financing plan in place may either limit the amount of debt available to fund other needed building projects or may make it more difficult to adhere to the town's 2 debt service policies. From a planning and budgeting standpoint, the Finance Committee believes that it is not prudent to appropriate design funds for the Emery Grover renovation and addition ahead of having a complete facility financing plan in place. We anticipate that a facility financing plan will be complete in advance of the May 2022 annual town meeting.
Article 8 asks to authorize the installation of a solar array on the rooftop of the Jack Cogswell building. The building currently serves as the Public Works Department's storage facility. The estimated energy production generated by this solar array would approximately equalize the total electrical demand of all the buildings at the recycling and transfer station. Article 10 asks to authorize the Select Board to petition the State General Court for an increase of the total number of allowed packaged alcohol licenses in Needham. Needham has issued all of its current quota, 6 for all alcoholic beverages and 2 for wine and malt. If approved, the town's quota would change to align with Needham's 32,000 population, which would allow a total of 7 all-alcohol licenses and 7 wine and malt licenses. The change is also subject to a referendum approved by Needham voters. Article 11, filed by Citizen Petition, is a non-binding resolution that asks the town to declare a climate and ecological emergency and to prioritize projects that reduce the town's carbon footprint and eventually reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions. The Select Board recommended a motion to refer the article to the board. Because the board's current goals already include commitments to addressing climate change and efforts to meet the state's decarbonization ambition, board members believe the motion to refer can help the newly formed Climate Action Plan Committee with practical actions. The Finance Committee took no position on this article because it does not suggest funding requests. Article 12, also filed by Citizen Petition, is a non-binding resolution that asks the town to address affordable housing, including inserting an amendment to the current zoning bylaw at the 2022 May town meeting. The amendment would remove some of the restrictions for accessory dwelling units. Approved by town meeting in 2019, the current bylaw allows accessory dwelling units by special permit, with occupancy limited to family members and caregivers, and prohibits leasing the units. The Select Board recommended referring the article to the Planning Board. The Finance Committee voted 5-3 against the adoption of the article.
The financial impact of these suggested future warrant articles has not been assessed, as they are not currently before town meeting. In the event that the suggested future warrant articles were to come before town meeting, the Finance Committee would discharge its duty in assessing their financial impact at that time. The Finance Committee is concerned that passage of this article would prejudge the suggested future warrant articles and potentially put a thumb on the scale in favor of their passage before any financial impact has been assessed.
For the Needham Channel News, I'm Yu Xiaoyuan.